at the Maine Maritime Museum. It's located just south of downtown Bath and just south of Route 1. It's very easy to get to by land.
And also by sea. Actually, that's how we came here.
Right.
And the great thing is that you can dock there. Now, not a lot of maritime museums that we've visited so far can you just dock right to, and you're right there.
And here to tell us more about it is Jason Morin. He is the programs director here at the museum. Jason, tell us more about the museum's mission and how it all started.
Sure. Well, our mission is to celebrate Maine's maritime heritage and culture, and to present that to the local community as well as to a worldwide audience, to really tell them about the story of Maine and how it affected worldwide economies, global scale. Maine really reached out to a lot of different areas around the globe that people aren't always aware of.
And it was founded here on the site of the Percy and Small shipyard, right?
Exactly. We're here in Bath for a couple of reasons. One, Bath built more ships than any other part of Maine. Over 5,000 vessels have gone down the Kennebec River.
5,000.
5,000. And we also are here on the grounds of the Percy and Small shipyard, which is the last intact shipyard that built large wooden sailing vessels anywhere in this country. So a real deep heritage and real deep roots here.
Well, let's go in and check it out.
Let's do it.
Perfect.
So tell us, what is this crazy contraption?
One of the responsibilities of the lightkeeper would have been to, if it got foggy, ring the fog bell. To crank up about 1,100 pounds worth of weight. Strike it one. Strike frequency. And the reason why the keepers kept us about a quarter-mile away from where they were living.
Yeah, that's driving me crazy.
Right.
Well, there's so many fascinating exhibits and artifacts here in the museum. What are some of your favorites?
We happen to have this painting of the bark Clarissa Ann. And right next door, we have the figurehead from the bark Clarissa Ann as well. And if you look at the painting very closely, you can see it's actually painted green. So if you look really closely at the figurehead, you can see that some of that green paint is shining
I can see it. Yeah.
underneath.
Yep. So tell us what this amazing sculpture is behind us.
Well, behind us we have the evocation of the schooner Wyoming, which was built by Percy and Small, launched in 1909, and is the largest wooden sailing vessel ever built in this country.
Wow.
And the sculpture sits right on the grounds where the original vessel was constructed.
And it was really that big.
That is enormous.
329 and a half feet long on deck. From the bottom of her keel to the top of the topmast would have been 177 feet.
Oh my
almost
gosh.
17 stories.
And that was just made out of solid oak, right?
Yep, solid wood. Primarily all with hand tools. They had very little electric tools,
Right.
no pneumatic tools, and they did it in 9 months.
Wow.
And then they were doubled up, so we have 15 feet between the frame sections here displayed. You could actually fit 5 sets of her original frames between the 2 frames that we show here. It really does show just how grand of a scale the shipbuilding here in Bath really was.
Unbelievable. So you've got an exhibit that shows how these ships were built, right?
Yes, right in our mill building.
Right there?
Look, right there, we're almost there.
Let's go.
What we have here is a piece of the wreck of the Schofield. Just about midships, just below the waterline is where this is, just where the turn of the bilge would be. So what you see on display, the lower level is actually the outside planking.
Yeah.
And then you can see the frame sections here and just how
Right
close
here.
and how massive these frames
That's
are.
amazing.
You can see all these holes drilled in here with these trunnels placed in them. If you look behind you, there's a large...
These trunnels are these wooden pegs?
These are giant wooden pegs. It's spelled tree nail, but we pronounce them trunnel. And it was someone's job to drill through all of this. This is a 5 or 6 inch thick piece of planking here. To drill through that.
That would be his job, to just
He had
turn that
shoulders
thing.
like this.
I bet. I bet.
One of these vessels, Percy and Small built, would have had anywhere from 30 to 50,000 trunnels in it. So imagine drilling 30 to 50,000 of these holes.
No, thank you. I mean, this alone, I don't even want to guess what just that section weighs.
That's probably better than a ton.
Yeah.
They would have originally built the vessel on these keel blocks that were underneath that would support the structure of the keel, and they'd have a cradle on it. When it came time to launch the vessel, they'd have the cradle on here, and they'd drive wedges underneath the blocks, lifting the vessel up slightly, and they'd raise the cradle up onto the ways. And then when it came time to launch the ship, they would cut through the 2 long plankings. At the moment that the champagne bottle cracked the side of the vessel,
And
it
then
should slide down the ways and gently into the river. It had to go fast enough to not allow the vessel to topple over.
Yeah.
But not so fast that when it hit the water, it would damage the stern.
But I'll bet everyone was holding their breath, though.
The shipbuilding, obviously you have the ships to build, but you also have all the lines and rigging and everything else that needs to be manufactured as well. So shipbuilding spawned off other industries as well. Sail making, rope making, lots of other industries are involved.
So to make rope, you actually had to have a huge, long building where this rope could be twisted.
Exactly.
To make those great long lengths.
Exactly.
It's funny, a lot of places in coastal towns will have names like the rope walk, and then no one knows what a rope walk is, you know.
Here at Maine Maritime Museum, we can teach you what a rope walk is.
Learn something new every day.
This is our active boat shop. We're still building boats. We use a lot of traditional tools here, so we try to do a lot of things by hand when possible.
Right, I can see it's like a spoke shave.
Yep.
I'll tell you, this place makes me really want to build a boat. Yeah, so where are we going next?
Let's go check out the Visiting Yachtsman's building so you can see where, when our visitors come in by water, what they have for amenities.
All right.
Well, this is the Visiting Yachtsman's building, so when vessels come in and tie up to our docks or use our moorings, they have full access to this building. It's open 24/7. They can come in, do their laundry, take showers, freshen up, or simply sit back on the deck and take in the views of the Kennebec.
Yeah, it's a great porch. And you have moorings here, right?
We have moorings. We have a field of 8 moorings out in our river. We can handle boats from 10 feet to 300 feet with our facilities here.
300 feet, there you go.
You could have brought yours.
I could bring my yacht. So this is the a schooner, the Zwicker?
This is the Grand Banks fishing schooner, Sherman's Wicker. She was originally built in 1942 for fishing for cod out on the Grand Banks. She has a 12-cylinder engine down below, which was her primary form of propulsion. The mast and the sails were simply for steadying the vessel when she was at sea when the men were out fishing.
Well, you heard it from Jason. If you're visiting a boater, bring your vessel to the Maine Maritime Museum. You stay for a few hours or stay for a few days.